Today, we're going to tackle a skill that's absolutely essential, whether you're in a classroom or a boardroom. We're talking about writing. We're going to help you take that intimidating blank page and turn it from an obstacle into your most powerful tool. Oh, you know the feeling, right? You're staring at the screen, that little cursor just blinking, blinking, and you have no idea where to start. Writer's block. But what if I told you that getting started isn't some kind of magic? It's actually a process, and we are going to walk through it step by step. So here's how we're going to break it all down. We'll kick things off with why writing even matters. Then we'll get into planning and structuring your ideas. After that, we'll cover drafting and polishing, and then we'll put it all together to master the essay. Let's dive in. All right, first things first. Why does good writing actually matter? I mean, let's be real. It is about so much more than just getting a good grade. Honestly, you should think of strong writing as a superpower. It's not just about recording what you think. It's about organizing those thoughts, sharpening your critical thinking, and being able to communicate your ideas in a way that's persuasive and clear. It's a total game changer. So, where do you begin? Here's the secret. You don't start with the first sentence. Nope, you start with a plan. This is your blueprint for success. This first stage is what we call invention, and it is pure, unfiltered brainstorming. The goal is super simple. Get every single idea out of your head and onto the page. Don't judge, don't filter, just use mind maps, lists, whatever it takes to make your thoughts visible. Before you go any further, you've got to ask the most important question of all. Who am I writing for? Your audience really does determine everything. The tone you use, the words you choose, even the examples you give. I mean, writing for your professor is completely different than writing an email to your friends, right? Next up, what is your mission? What's your goal here? Are you trying to inform your reader with a bunch of facts, persuade them to see things your way? Or maybe you just want to entertain them with a good story? Knowing your purpose is what keeps your writing sharp and focused. And finally, what's your core message? If your reader only remembers one thing from what you've written, what do you want it to be? That single idea? That is your North Star. It's going to guide every single word you write. Okay, so you've brainstormed, you've got a ton of ideas. Now, how do you turn that beautiful chaos into something coherent? Well, it all comes down to structure. Two of the most common ways to organize your points are by time or by impact. Chronological order is, a no-brainer for telling a story or explaining a historical event. Order of importance, though, is fantastic for building a really persuasive argument. You can either hit him with your strongest point first or save it for a big, powerful finish. Two other really powerful structures are problem and solution, which is just perfect for writing proposals, and compare and contrast. That's a classic way to analyze two different things by looking at them side by side. And look, your writer's toolbox doesn't stop there. You can guide your readers step by step through a process. You can start with a big general idea and then zoom in on the specific details, or you can present a really balanced view by outlining the pros and cons of a topic. With a solid plan in place, it is finally time to actually write. So let's talk about drafting and, just as importantly, about how to polish your work. This is so crucial to remember. Writing isn't just one single action, it's a 5-step process. We've already covered invention and ordering. The third step, drafting, is all about just writing freely. Don't judge yourself, just get the ideas down. Then you revise, where you look at the big picture. Is it clear? Does it flow? And only at the very end do you get to editing, where you zoom in on the nitty-gritty details like grammar and spelling. Now, here's a skill you'll use constantly in the writing process: paraphrasing. And it's not just about swapping out a few words here and there. It's about really digesting an idea and then expressing it in your own voice. This is so important for avoiding plagiarism, and it proves that you actually understand the material. So, how do you make your writing flow smoothly from one idea to the next? You use these little signposts. Cohesive devices. Words like however tell your reader you're about to show a contrast. Therefore, signals a result is coming. They are literally the glue that holds your sentences and your paragraphs together. Okay, now let's put all of these skills into practice by looking at one of the most common assignments out there, the essay. Every single great essay is built on one powerful foundation, the thesis statement. This is your core argument, boiled down into one clear declarative sentence. It's basically the promise you make to your reader right at the beginning of your essay. And the structure is a classic for a reason. It just works. Your introduction is there to hook the reader and present that all-important thesis. The body paragraphs are where you deliver on that promise, using evidence and examples to back up your claim. And finally, the conclusion wraps it all up, summarizes your points, and leaves a lasting impression. And remember, you have to adapt your approach depending on the task. An expository essay is all about explaining a topic. An argumentative essay, well, that requires you to take a stand and defend it. A narrative essay tells a story, while a descriptive one uses all those sensory details to create a vivid picture in the reader's mind. So let's boil all of this down into a final checklist. Whether you're facing an exam or a big assignment, these steps are your key to success. Plan first, build your paragraphs on clear topic sentences, back up what you say with facts, use those transition words for flow, practice your timing, and always, always, always proofread your work. So you see, writing isn't about waiting around for inspiration to strike. It's about being an architect of your ideas. You now have the blueprint. The only question left is, what idea will you bring to life first?